you noticed an increase or decrease in your electricity bill? You know that changes in the fuel and non-fuel rates affect your bill. You should also be aware that changes in household activities affect your bill. Ask yourself these questions. Have the rates changed? Have there been more people at your home? Have your children been on holiday? Have you used your fan or air conditioning unit more often to beat the heat? Are any of your electrical appliances or equipment faulty? Have you added any new appliances such as transformers, water heaters, or pumps? Make it a habit to understand any changes on your electricity bill. For more factors that affect your bill, visit www.grenlec.com. Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Hello and welcome to the MTV Evening News, of course, for the very final day of February, Tuesday the 28th. Coming up this evening, Veterinary and Livestock Division warning of an outbreak of pathogenic avian influenza. Marketing and National Importing Board employees speak of future plans. Government to impose a 15% tax on all profits from games of chance that exceed $10,000. And in sport, Spice Boys looking forward to upcoming games. I have details to those and other stories coming up for you, right along with the public forecast information and right after the break. So, of course, stay with us.
Do you know that you can lower your electricity bill by switching to energy-efficient appliances? By switching to energy-efficient appliances, you can help lower your energy usage. Your refrigerator, for example, is amongst the highest energy-consuming appliances within your home as it remains running throughout the day and night. Switching to an energy-efficient refrigerator can lower your electricity bill by up to 40%. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However, I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by switching to energy-efficient appliances. What can you do?
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News comes to you compliment Nexa Credit Union. With you wherever your road leads.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever your road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever your road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side. Next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good evening, I'm Tony Julian with the details. We begin with the Ministry of Agriculture's Veterinary and Livestock Division, which has warned of an outbreak of pathogenic avian influenza or bird flu. According to information from the division, neighboring territories are reporting an outbreak of the highly pathogenic avian influenza. Wild migratory birds which travel from cold to warmer climates spread avian influenza. Pest Management Officer is Thaddeus Peters.
Grenada and the rest of the Caribbean is now on high alert for this disease that can affect animals and poultry and other animals.
Countries currently experiencing and monitoring the outbreak of the highly pathogenic avian influenza are Venezuela, Panama, Colombia, Canada, Mexico, Chile, Honduras, Ecuador, and Peru. The Veterinary and Livestock Division is reminding the public that the Animal Disease and Importation Act penalizes violators of the importation guidelines with a fee of 3,000 EC dollars or 3 months in jail.
We have to become more vigilant with regards to the import from those areas, and we are asking on the trading and the general public to refrain from the importation of live birds and other related products from those regions, so that we can continue to secure our borders against this deadly virus.
According to Peters, a risk assessment action plan will be discussed among stakeholders, including the Royal Grenada Police Force, customs officials at all ports of entry, the Grenada Bureau of Standards, and also licensed importers.
So once you have any of those products, you are required to declare it to customs and agriculture officials at your port of entry so that the correct action can be taken.
The Veterinary and Livestock Division continues to provide guidance in ensuring that the poultry carcasses entering the country are imported from highly pathogenic avian influenza-free zones. In another development this evening, predial larceny continues to be a topical issue as it creates many challenges for farmers and other stakeholders in the agricultural sector. Despite the many challenges, though, the authorities do say that they're seriously looking at ways of curbing and alleviating this issue. Speaking more about some of the social programs which are in place was Sergeant Roy Henry, attached to the Central Police Station, who heads the predial larceny task force.
On the social side, we have programs such as Farm Watch, Neighborhood Watch. These two entities work hand in hand in an area of protecting farms and farmers. And why I say farm and farmers, we can remember or recall there has been incident with farmers due to thieves, due to predial larceny, personnel trying to thief from the farm, farmers trying to protect, and the farmers got injured. With proper neighborhood structure, proper social structure, Neighborhood Watch and Farm Watch, those things can be protected. One,
Sergeant Henry explained how people can help in these programs.
You can alert the farmer of what you see ahead of time. You can alert the police through one of this entity of those things you see or the persons you see traversing those farms. And one could take proactive measure. For example, the police could just take out on that farm to try and curb or capture those criminals or those elements that are trying to destroy and steal from those farms at hand.
Sergeant Henry also spoke about the use of technology as a method to battle predial larceny, a method he said was used in the past to catch up perpetrators.
The other side of predial larceny, which we call the technology side, and it all relates to cameras, the scientific side. But in today's world, a technology world, we have to get up to speed. We had in the past captured a number of persons with cameras being installed on farms that went to farms at night and steal and reap harvest. For example, there were a number of persons sent to prison for the stealing of predial larceny products. So both has worked, but what stands out most is the proactive measure so the farmer can reap and get the benefit of his farm.
A bittersweet moment for some employees at the Marketing and National Importing Board. MTV News visited the establishment on Tuesday and spoke with the employees about their plans in going forward.
The dialogue was okay. We sit down, we spoke. Everything that we spoke about, it seems to come to pass. And everything worked out for the benefit of the workers in the long run. We're hoping that when a new entity come on board, the workers get the first preference.
Officially, there is no more MNIB from today, Tuesday, and employees got their severance check. However, certain branches will be open to facilitate farmers. Severance pay is compensation given to an employee who is laid off and whose job has been eliminated. 94 employees are currently affected by this closure. Kim Kato is the shop steward at MNIB.
What I know, you're going to open just to facilitate the farmers till up to September when the new entity will come on board. Today was sort of I would say, more like a historical day in I would say in MNIB, being dissolved, no more MNIB. The guys work hard, they work long, they sacrifice, they don't get no reward over the years. To see it come to that now, which is not our fault, nothing to do with us, nothing to do with our staff in any way.
Kato, who has been employed at MNIB for more than 10 years, spoke of his experience at the company.
I said to my father, which used to work in market board, like picking vegetables, picking food, something going around. And then they needed a person, then I applied, I got a job. And then over the years I've been through some different positions, like I moved up the ladder. I was like stock. I was in stock once. I used to work like in the outlets. I started out in the outlets, weighing sorters, and then I moved down to St. George's. I've been like in stock. I've been in receiving, and my recent position right now is in procurement.
Another employee spoke to MTV News on their time at the company.
The feelings at this time, is a bittersweet moment for some. The journey, it has been quite a journey here at the MNIB, and I've learned quite a bit. Yes, for some it might be a bit challenging moving forward. For some it might be a great time, but nevertheless, we at MNIB, we are quite happy for whatever we have received.
That was Salisha Noel, an employee for more than 6 years. MTV News also spoke to a customer at MNIB.
They could have reorganized marketing board. Don't get rid of marketing board, reorganize marketing board. Just as how they reorganize GIDC, they could have reorganized marketing board.
Nikita Houston, MTV News.
Climate Smart Agriculture and Rural Enterprise Program, SIEP, has reopened its doors in the north of the island. An official opening ceremony of the Rural Development Unit sub-office was held. Parliamentary Representative for St. Patrick West, Joseph Handel, highlighted the importance of the reopening as it enables better development opportunities for the rural areas, as we now hear in this report.
It was a momentous occasion for the people of St. Patrick as the Climate Smart Agriculture and Rural Enterprise Program, SIEP, reopened its doors of its sub-office in the Northern Parish. Deputy Program Manager of SIEP, Dr. Stephen Fletcher, during the opening ceremony, which was held on Friday, February 24th, shared the aim of the program as it seeks to develop rural communities.
The SIEP BNTF program seeks to, among other things, reduce and alleviate poverty. The statistics that have been done recently, especially the 2019 studies on poverty in Grenada, clearly establish, without a shadow of a doubt, that poverty is prevalent and rampant in rural Grenada. In fact, the studies further shows that with respect to young people, and young women in particular, the level of poverty is unacceptable.
According to Dr. Fletcher, it is important to have rural development programs in areas that need it most.
The return of programs that are aimed at fundamentally to rebalance and shift the socioeconomic system in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique must be reflected in parishes like this. And therefore, herein lies, I think, a fundamental justification for all of us that are involved in economic development.
Sharing brief remarks about the newly located SIEP sub-office was Parliamentary Representative for St. Patrick West, Honorable Joseph Handel.
On assuming office, Brother Cornwall and I immediately petitioned Brother Lennox Andrews, asking him that an office be reopened in Surtees. And we did not have to convince him. He immediately saw the common sense in it, and without any back and forth, any negotiations, it was decided that SIAP office will be located in Surtees.
Speaking in the capacity of acting Prime Minister was Honorable Lennox Andrews, who pledged the government's support to the overall development of rural communities through various initiatives. The sub-office is currently located on the second floor of the Franco Chambers and Co. building, Main Street, Surtees. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
The sentencing date for Acacia Roberts, a 31-year-old secretary from Mount Gay St. George, who pleaded guilty to the charge of causing harm to a minor, was set for the 5th of April this year. On Tuesday morning, Roberts made her way to the St. George's Magistrates Court following an incident involving a pupil on the grounds of a school. Roberts was detained and charged with the crime of causing harm. Roberts was placed on bail in the sum of $4,000 with one surety. Charisse Noel is seeking the interests of the complainant. That's the first segment of the news here on MTV. We'll be back with you right after the break.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News came to you in association with Nexa Credit Union. With you wherever your road leads.
For when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever your road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever your road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
This is madness, total madness. Sunday, March 5th from 5 p.m. The National Stadium comes alive as Megaforce Promotion presents its first big event for 2023. March Madness Mega Bingo.
And you can win
a whopping $100,000 in cash.
Wait, is
$100,000 he just said that? Yes! 100K in cash could be yours. Tickets are $60 for one or $100 for two. You gotta be mad to miss that. Remember, Sunday, March 5th, National Stadium. Get ready for March Madness Mega Bingo. This is madness, total madness.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Hassle-free loans for your every need. Courts have you covered, best believe. Courts Ready Cash is for everyone. Not to worry, fast approval. Hurry up and come. We got it all, we on the go. Courts Ready Cash, you already know. We got it all, we on the go. Courts Ready Cash, always ready when you're ready, let's go.
Courts Ready Cash, ready when you are.
Get ready to witness the ultimate sporting spectacle at the Horizon National Athletics Championship 2023. This two-day event is taking place on March 11th and 12th at the Karani James Athletic Stadium with a jam-packed schedule of middle and long-distance races, sprint races, field and jump events. This is an event not to be missed. Come see Track Blazers, Ace, 473 MVP, Fusion, Rising Stars, Velocity, New Track Club and schools will be competing to showcase their talent and vie for national supremacy. This is the final opportunity for athletes to qualify for the Carifta Games. Admission $20. Children under 12 can enjoy the excitement for just $10. Also, don't miss out on the big showdown in the senior men's 400 meters between Commonwealth semi-finalists Michael Francois, Adian Peters, Troy Mason, and Simile Felix. It's the Horizon National Athletics Championship, March 11th and 12th at the Karani James Athletic Stadium. Get your tickets now.
The second segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union Limited. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Welcome back. Beginning on the 1st of March 2023, the government will impose a 15% tax on all profits from games of chance that exceed 10,000 EC dollars. The Income Tax Act of 2010 was amended by the 2014 legislation, which was passed by the then Keith Mitchell-led administration, and no explanation was given as to why it was not implemented. The legal definition of winnings is cash winnings, and any reference to a sum or payment concerning winnings shall be interpreted accordingly. Our promoters were made aware of the law enforcement in a recent discussion with the Ministry of Finance. So all games of chance such as Lotto, Blast and Bingos will be subject to the legislation. The winner will not be required to submit their winnings directly to the Ministry of Finance. The deduction will be made by the game's promoter and given to the government. The Westerhall Whitejack Workboat Regatta returned for 2023 after a 3-year hiatus due to disruptions by the COVID-19 pandemic. In excellent weather and sailing conditions, the 2 days of activities at the beachfront of Camerhorn Park were held with a fleet of 16 boats. Race officer is Kevin Banfield.
Back on the beach again, racing with different communities like Woburn and Guelph this year. Surtees hasn't come this year because show off problems with the boats and Carrico and Pidematnik. But hands off, we out here making sure it's continue the process, boat racing and the love of sailing. Well, it feels real good to be back on the beach again after these 2 years of what we've been through. It feels real good meeting other people and people they love sharing on the beach, and the tourists and also the public get involved in the sport of sailing.
Banfield is hopeful that future regattas can attract more people.
So in the category of boats we have Woburn Sport, we have Woburn Tradition, we have Guelph Sloop and we have Guelph Catfish. This is a new class of boats we have in the competition this year. I want to get the public more involved in sailing, get the youths involved in sailing. We live on an island. I think most of the youths in Grenada should know how to sail a boat. So yes, many clubs around the island, get the kids out, join the sport, and let's share the love across.
MTV News took its cameras to the town of St. George to hear citizens and visitors' views on the government and the Reparations Committee accepting funds from the Trevelyan family. Mixed reactions from the public, however, most of which say should be done to educate the public on Grenada's history, especially in schools. On Monday, protesters actually gathered outside the Grenada Trade Center, sharing their displeasure with the issue.
Our money can really compensate of the things we went through over the past couple of years in slavery. So, as I said, yes, they may have earned so much money, and they only give him back that little amount to the Grenadians, and yes, we may have to wonder what we're going to do with the money, and there's a lot of stuff we could do with that money, but I mean, everybody have their different point of view and everything, but I guess in my best opinion, they should at least give the people of the country a voice, so they can say what they wish the money could go towards the country for. Okay.
Important because some of them who die don't know any about the children who don't really know about our history. So we have a lot to do to teach the others who are coming up. And not even children, we have old people too that don't really know history, our history here. So I would like that we have other people coming around and go around and teaching, the children about the history, and people homes and things, look after them and tell them about the history as well. Yes, well, in school, more important things in the schools. Yes, you get them to the schools. And some of these smaller ones, you could teach them while they was young in the daycares. You could teach them because they hearing you, the little ones have a lot to know too. So we have to teach them from small to grow up.
Those people who were still slaves, right? Their family, their generation, who was alive, right? Should be helped, right? Like in means of money, or if they are preferred to migrate to help the children and to build themselves, I find that will be the best choice.
Rather than give it to the Grenada government, why not find the individual families that was affected and donate that money to them? Because it's not a political thing. All the same, I don't know why the government had to be involved in this, because, most governments, they don't exactly think too much about the people. They think more about politics. So again, I would still question, why is that not being seen to go deeper into finding who these people are that has been affected?
I don't know. I mean, my view would be that West has a lot to atone for, so this would be a good thing probably.
In the meantime, attorney at law Anselm Cloughton says he supports the reparations movement, and he commended Ali Gill on the movement.
Oh, that's a great man, Sir Hillary. I have nothing but
tremendous admiration for him. He's one of our Caribbean scholars and his notable historian. And I congratulate my colleague Ali Gill, because I support the reparation movements. Well, I can't do otherwise. I mean, okay. You know me. I mean, I'm 101 in support of it. And I give great credit to Sir Hilary Beckles and our local former ambassador to CARICOM, Ali Gill. He's a stalwart in his quest for justice for the sons and daughters, grandsons, granddaughters, great-grandsons, great-granddaughters of slaves, of former slaves.
There have been concerns that the money which will be donated to Grenada should be paid to the direct descendants of slaves. Cowden shared his thoughts on this, saying betterment for the country should be the top priority of the funds.
To do community projects, now you have IT and the like, find a way to train young people in the villages, in those technical areas. Unfortunately, we haven't yet implemented a technical training school that could train our young people in agriculture, plumbing, electrician, IT, a whole range of technical experts. It was Dr. Eric Williams who once said that technical expertise in any developing economy is indispensable to economic growth. And that's the pathway we have to embark upon. And I'm asking the NDC government, as an NDC senior member of the party, to look seriously on implementing a technical training school for our young people coming out of Tamsisi and other colleges who are not academically inclined.
Questions are being asked about the progress being made by the CARICOM Reparations Commission, meanwhile, in relation to more families and or governments coming forward to acknowledge their roles in the historical and inhumane slave trade. As chair of the Antigua-Barbuda Reparations Support Committee, Dobreen Omadi sought to share some of what has been accomplished.
Chair of the Antigua and Barbuda Reparations Support Committee, Dobreen Omad, who was present at the Reparations Forum held in Grenada on Monday, said conversations between the commissions and the heads of European governments were happening before, but the responses prior to now were not what they were expecting.
We have advised our governments about the way forward. Our governments have written to the heads of European governments the first round of letters. We have received responses, the types of responses which I think you're familiar with, that say slavery is something that happened a long time ago, let's forget it. We're friends now, let's move forward.
However, Omar noted that the CARICOM Reparations Committee has restarted the conversations, and this is where they see strides being made.
We are now again, our governments are now ready to approach them with a second round of letters. Within 3-4 years, they have issued the apology. And so this is what we are saying. We haven't broken the back of this, but we're certainly making cracks, and we are making movements forward.
The Antigua chair went on to speak about the apology which was given by the Church of England, as he further explained what this means.
If you look at the history of the apology from the Church of England, it's an apology based on their investment in a Queen Anne Bounty Fund in the beginning of the 1700s. Now we examine that Queen Anne Bounty that the Church of England is apologizing for investing in. We now find a whole ton of families and banks and organizations and insurance companies who also invested in that fund. And so the apology of a Trevelyan family, the apology of a Church of England is opening up a can of worms for all those other banks, insurance companies, families that invested in that same Queen Anne Bounty Fund.
Notably, in December 2022, Prime Minister Mark Rutte also offered an official apology on behalf of the Dutch state for the Netherlands' historical role in the slave trade. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hosten.
And that's the second segment of news here on MTV. Regional highlights are coming up.
The second segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union Limited. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and regional cricket tournaments. Additionally, they made it possible for you, the public, to view local, regional, and international tournaments from the comfort of your homes. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere. The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
Get the kind of value you love that's unmatched at Courts now. We're unmatched in quality and prices. Buy any item and get up to 30% off the second item of same or equal value store-wide. When you shop with Ready Finance, you can get it now with no cash and pay over time. Now that's unmatched value. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply. Promotion runs February 28, 2023.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Arise Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Welcome back to the MTV News Tuesday. It's time now to link up with Clifton James for the latest regional roundup.
And now for today's regional roundup, I'm Oslin Crosby. Over 90 nationals of Trinidad and Tobago, including at least 56 children, are unlawfully detained in life-threatening conditions, as Islamic State ISIS, a human rights group, said Tuesday, accusing the Trinidad and Tobago government of taking almost no action to help the detainees return to the country. The international NGO Human Rights Watch urged the Dr. Keith Rowley-led administration to bring home its nationals for rehabilitation, reintegration, and persecution of adults as appropriate. Trinidad and Tobago is turning its back on its nationals unlawfully held in horrific conditions in southeast Syria, said Letta Taylor, Associate Crisis and Conflict Director at Human Rights Watch. The government should bring home its citizens, help those who are victims of ISIS, rebuild their lives, and fairly prosecute any adults linked to serious crimes, she added. The report indicated that approximately 90 to 100 Trinidad and Tobago nationals are detained in northeast Syria by U.S.-backed Kurdish-led regional forces, according to family members and advocates. They include an estimated 21 women, at least one of them a grandmother, and at least 56 children in Roj and Al-Hol, two locked camps for families with alleged ISIS links. 44 of the children in the camps are aged 12 or younger, and 15 are under age 6. Family members said at least 33 children were born in Syria, including one child born in Al-Hol, who is only 3. The remains of an Argentine man who went missing early this month were discovered inside the stomach of a shark, Metro reported. As per the report, 32-year-old Diego Barria was last spotted riding his bike near the coast of Argentina's southern Chubut province on February 18th. An extensive search was carried out, but authorities found no trace of him. 10 days later, 2 fishermen said they had caught 3 school sharks close to where Mr. Barria's vehicle had been found. While they were dissecting the sharks, they found the remains of a forearm and immediately contacted the Coast Guard authorities. Daniela Milatrus, the head officer behind the search for Mr. Barria, told local media that the fishermen had said when they were cleaning the sharks, they found human remains in one of them. We presume Diego had an accident, and we are investigating if there was a vehicle involved, Ms. Malatru said. Mr. Barria's family members were then able to identify his body based on a distinct tattoo that was visible. Meanwhile, a DNA test has been conducted to confirm the remains are his. A Ghanaian man wanted in connection with a failed grenade attack in his home country 7 years ago was gunned down execution style on Sunday in a suburb of the capital, Paramaribo, while his girlfriend was taken into police custody. The preliminary police investigation revealed that Shamar Wilson was about to leave an apartment complex in Kawata with his girlfriend when 2 men opened fire on him and then fled the scene. Wilson was hit in the head, abdomen, arms, and legs, but the woman was unharmed. It was later revealed that a gold chain Wilson was wearing at the time of the shooting has disappeared, as well as a bag containing a large quantity of cash. His girlfriend was arrested by police because of contradictory statements she made about the incident. She was questioned and subsequently detained by the Capital Offences Department, which is charged with further investigation. According to residents, 2 men in a grey Toyota Vitz were moving suspiciously in the vicinity of the apartment complex before the shooting. One man reportedly pursued the shooter's getaway car but lost sight of the vehicle at some point. Wilson had been accused of conspiring with 3 men to carry out a grenade attack at Qatar News in Guyana's capital, Georgetown, on the 3rd of June 2016. The other 3 men were captured and are before the courts for the crime, but Wilson had eluded lawmen. And that's your regional roundup this evening. I'm Arcelyn Crosby.
This is the MTV Evening News. We'll be back with you after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Arise Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sporting highlights are next.
Somebody call Waggy because this is madness, total madness. Sunday, March 5th from 5 p.m. The National Stadium comes alive as Megaforce Promotion presents its first big event for 2023. March Madness Mega Bingo. And you can win a whopping $100,000 in cash.
Wait, is $100,000 he just said that?
Yes, $100K in cash could be yours. Tickets are $60 for one or $100 for two. You gotta be mad to miss that. Remember, Sunday, March 5th, National Stadium. Get ready for March Madness Mega Bingo. This is madness, total madness.
Get the kind of value you love that's unmatched at Courts now. We're unmatched in quality and prices. Buy any item and get up to 30% off the second item of same or equal value store-wide. When you shop with Ready Finance, you can get it now with no cash and pay over time. Now that's unmatched value. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply. Promotion runs February 28, 2023.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Spring water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy Natural Spring Water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy Natural Spring Water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
Spice Boys looking forward to upcoming games. That highlight and more in our sporting segment. Stay with us.
The MTV Evening Sports is brought to you in association with Courts, bringing value home.
Hassle-free loans for your every need. Courts have you covered, best believe. Courts Ready Cash is for everyone. Not to worry, fast approval. Hurry up and come. We got it all. We on the go. Courts Ready Cash, you already know. We got it all. We on the go. Courts Ready Cash, always ready when you're ready. Let's go.
Courts Ready Cash, ready when you are.
A special evening to you now, sporting fans. Here's Donella Holston with this evening's sporting highlights.
Good evening, sporting fans. Senior men's head coach Anthony Nixon Modeste thanked the players for their passion and efforts on the field during the international friendlies. Modeste further stated, and I quote, "We needed this match experience and now we know where the players are and where we need to make adjustments. We look forward to our upcoming encounters," end of quote. Goal scorer Joshua Isaac, whose local club is Paradise FC International, celebrated his match goal, saying, and I quote, "It was my job to bring home the game, and I was happy to score in front of the home crowd. Unfortunately, Barbados was able to equalize, but that is just the way it goes. We look forward to the upcoming friendlies," end of quote. Next, the senior men's national team is scheduled to face the St. Lucia men's team and the La Horquetta Rangers of Trinidad in the following encounters. Communications Officer of the Grenada Football Association is Rhea Murray.
We have some friendlies against the St. Lucia men's team. So we have matches scheduled against St. Lucia for the 3rd and the 5th of March. That's this weekend, I know very soon. Then the 7th of March, we have a match between the St. Lucia men's team and the La Horquetta Rangers. It's a professional team out of Trinidad. And then we face the Trinidad team, La Horquetta Rangers, on the 10th of March and the 12th of March. We have a number of venues in mind, but once they are finalized, we will let everybody know where they can see those matches. So the 3rd and 5th, Grenada versus St. Lucia. And then the 7th of March, St. Lucia versus La Horquetta Rangers. And then the 10th and the 12th, Grenada versus La Horquetta Rangers.
Grenadian athlete Asharia Eno proved once again that she is the jumper to beat this year in the NCAA DII with a gold medal performance at the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Indoor Championships on Saturday. Freshman Eno became the 3rd cowgirl in program history to win the RMAC high jump title. Eno now owns 3 of the top 4 jumps in DII this season and leads the national list by 2 inches. The Karishma Ramharak has been named in the most valuable team of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup 2023. The off-spinner was in the team announced by the ICC on Monday following the conclusion of the tournament on Sunday. She bowled well throughout and ended with 5 wickets at an impressive average of just 10 runs per wicket. Ramharak has been showing steady improvement in the last year and was among the leading performers for West Indies in the tournament. Cricket West Indies congratulated Ramharak on her selection. President Ricky Skerritt said, and I quote, "All at Cricket West Indies are proud of Karishma's selection to the most valuable team of the recent ICC Women's World Cup held in South Africa. Her work ethic and competitiveness are perfect examples of what is ahead for the future of West Indies cricket." End of quote. Tasman Brits have been chosen as an opener after smashing back-to-back 50s to guide South Africa to the final, making 186 runs across the tournament. Brits was named player of the match in the semi-finals as she hit 68 runs from 55 balls before taking 4 catches in a star performance. Tropical Ice Ventures Chief Executive Officer Jason Swalls says he still has plans to set up an ice hockey program in Jamaica although privately. To do this, though, he plans to first build a multi-purpose arena that will house an ice hockey rink. Swaz, a Canadian now based and building rinks in Southeast Asia, says he wants to partner with a major hotel to build the facility on the north coast. Privatizing this venture for him would mean creating an avenue that hosts various events, allowing it to generate revenue throughout the year. He told the Jamaica Observer, and I quote, "It would be a multi-purpose arena. We could use it for all kinds of different events, trade shows, expos, basketball, music shows. The plan is that that hotel would fund it, and we'll build it for you and attach it to the hotel, and in return we will keep your hotel full by running adult and kids hockey tournaments, all the multi-purpose events that we could run through there." And that's it for this evening's sports. I am Donella Hostin.
Thank you, Donella, for the latest sporting highlights there. And viewers, we'll have the public forecast information for you and then a recap of the main stories when we return.
The MTV Evening Sports was brought to you in association with Courts, bringing value home.
MTV Weather Report comes to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Need a quick, convenient way to pay your bills and avoid lines? Use the online banking feature from Republic Bank, First Caribbean, or Co-op Bank. Contact them today to set up your online banking and enjoy 24-hour convenience to make your bill payments. Stay safe. Grenlec. We are united even when we are apart.
Good Tuesday evening, viewers. Once again with the nighttime weather forecast and meteorologist Dwayne Williams. More sunny and windy conditions throughout the Eastern Caribbean, but the Northern Islands continue to see one or two brief showers there. That is going to continue to dissipate. Significant improvement will come to that area tomorrow. The slight haze continues to creep slowly towards the islands. We're going to see slight deterioration in visibility in about the next 24 to 48 hours. No other major features at the moment. A very weak troughing north of the northernmost islands, but that is not expected to move into the Eastern Caribbean. Right now, clear skies, as I said, the scattered showers from this small area of cloudiness, nothing significant there, just helping keep the area a bit cool. We do have cooler air entering the region from the northeast, so night times will remain cool. The forecast for tonight, that's Tuesday night, clear and windy conditions, still a bit on the cool side, a minimum of 23. Easterly winds would blow between 12 and 22 miles per hour. The moon is already up. It rose at 12:47 this afternoon. It's going to set at 2:04 in the morning. Sunshine continues on Wednesday with easterly winds still a bit gusty, 12 to 24 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Choppy seas, 4 to 6 foot waves. The sunrise on Wednesday is at 6:22. The sun is going to set at 6:16. A max of 30 will feel like 32. Mostly sunny skies throughout most of the Eastern Caribbean, Port of Spain, Bridgetown, and Kingston to be specific. The sunny conditions in Miami, partly cloudy in New York, but it remains cool there. High of 8, a low of 6, and London is in for morning showers. Here at home, generally fair conditions on Thursday and Friday. That's the possibility of a slight increase in cloudiness, but the mostly sunny conditions would return for the weekend into Monday. Generally fair again on Tuesday and Wednesday. No major chance of rain, just 20 to 30% chance of very brief showers, mostly in the nighttime and interior. That's it for me for Tuesday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Remember, you can join me right here on Wednesday.
MTV Weather Report was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
And now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Veterinary and Livestock Division warns of an outbreak of pathogenic avian influenza or bird flu. Marketing and National Importing Board employees have spoken of future plans. Government to impose a 15% tax on all profits from games of chance which exceed $10,000. And in sport, Spice Boys looking forward to upcoming games. We've had details to those and other stories a look to at the public forecast information. And so now, on behalf of the news and production departments, I'm Tony Julian. We thank you for viewing and wish you a good night.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada, imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
'Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Good evening, viewers and listeners. This is the National Lotteries Authority's Daily Pick 3 Evening Draw. It is Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. Supervising the draw is Ms. Giselle Alexander. She is representing PKF accountants and business advisors. A quick reminder, as usual, there are 4 different bet types in this game from which you can choose. They're called in line, mix, pair, and backup. It pays to play Daily Pick 3, so let's see if you are a lucky winner. Good luck to you. Okay, here we go. Our first number this evening. That number is 9. The second number, 1. Final number, 6. Alright, so just to recap for your benefit, our first number is 9, followed by 1, and the final number is 6. Congratulations if you are a lucky winner. We say congratulations as well to our 99 Daily Pick 3 winners from our midday draw. The total payout was $17,360. The Playway Draw is up next. We'll see you soon.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada, imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
'Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Hello once again, this is the National Lotteries Authority's Playway Evening Draw for today, Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. With me once again is Ms. Giselle Alexander, who's representing PKF accountants and business advisors. In this game, you can bet from $1 up to $10, or you can bet in increments on any number or dream symbol of your choice, and being with a chance to win 24 times the amount you bet. That is $24, of course, for every $1 spent. Value your dreams and win your way with Playway. Let's see if you are a lucky winner. Good luck to you. For this evening, once again. Our playway number is 2 and the dream symbol is fish. So congratulations if you are a lucky winner. Congratulations as well to our 279 playway winners from our midday draw. The total payout was $27,240. Stay with us. The Daily Cash 4 is up next. We'll see you soon.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4. Every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
All right, so we're back with you. This is the National Lotteries Authority's Daily Cash 4 evening draw for today, Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. I'm your draw hostess, Leslie Ann Johnson. With me once again, Ms. Giselle Alexander, representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. In this game, you can choose any number from 0 to 9 in any of the 11 bet types offered. The tickets cost as little as $1, except backup, which costs $2. More plays, bigger prizes. Let's play Daily Cash 4. Good luck to you. Okay. So have your tickets out. Our first number 7, the second number 8, next number 3, the final number 3 as well. So just to recap for your benefit, check your tickets. The first number is 7 followed by 8. The next number 3. The final number is also 3. Congratulations, of course, if you are a lucky winner. Congratulations as well to 8 Daily Cash 4 winners from our midday draw. The total payout $1,600. Continue supporting the National Lotteries Authority. Have a great night.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Paul Anthony Gludd Hassan of Bellevue, St. David, departed this life on Sunday, 12 February, at the age of 49. He was the brother of Carl, Blaze, Alistair, Joe, Betty, and Susan in the USA, Maureen in Canada, and Paula in Grenada, brother-in-law of Kenrick and Twine, Carol Atkins Gludd, and Anne-Marie Maureen Gludd in the USA, uncle of Marcia, Marcel, Christina, and Judy in Canada, Kellen, Akeen, Aziel, and Carlene in the USA, Masha, Shannon, Daron, Kendra, Lisa, Sabrina, and Rolando in Grenada. His caregiver, Miss Annette Cape. Other relatives and friends including Randolph Bruno and family, the Glood family including Maureen, Jacqueline and Leroy, the Hassan and Eben families of Walker, St. Andrew, Louison family of the Lines, Maureen family of Malmount, St. David, Miss Hilary Gibbs, Jaja, Dean, Rose Coffey and family, Veronica Glood and family of Sates, Dawn Roberts and family, management and staff of Kenny's Construction Limited, friends and neighbors of Bellevue and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Paul Anthony Glood Hassan of Bellevue St. David will take place on Wednesday, 1st March at 1 p.m. The funeral service will be held at the Church of the Immaculate Conception and St. Joseph St. David, and the interment will be at the St. David Catholic Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
Olive Teresa Wilson, also known as Ma Olive of Windsor Forest, St. David, passed away on Saturday, 4th February 2023, at the age of 90. She was the mother of Albert Wilson, also known as Breaky in the USA, Vero Wilson in Aruba, Angus Wilson in Florida, Sherma Campbell and Alston Wilson, also known as Cow in Trinidad, Camelin, Kennedy and Jeffrey Wilson in England. Grandmother of 33, including McQuiver, Errol, Melina, David, Olivia, Nelson, Nixon, Loretta, Zakia, Alex, Malaki, Joshua, Miley, and Nikisha. Great-grandmother of 27, including Isaac, Solomon, and Zayden. Great-great-grandmother of Marie Kai Wilson, sister of Jordan Francis in Trinidad, and Edith Francis in the USA. Mother-in-law of Bernadette Wilson in the USA, and Maudlin Wilson in Trinidad. Aunt of many including Bernard, Anne, Veronica, Teresa, Janice, Anthony, Elinthia, Junior, Antoinette, Curtis, Yvette, Ruth and Errol. Caregivers Agnes Telesford and Stacia Mitchell. Many other relatives and friends in Trinidad, Canada, the USA and Aruba, including Byron, Prudence Murray and family, Kimon, the pastor and members of Faith Sanctuary Windsor Forest, the Goddard family of Montmoritz, the Greenwich, Francis, Telesford, McMeo, Leslie and Jeremiah families, Joyce Stewart and family, and friends and neighbors of Windsor Forest, Menorca, Vincennes, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Olive Teresa Wilson, also known as Ma Olive of Windsor Forest, St. David, will take place on Wednesday, March 1st at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Prayer of Faith Sanctuary, Windsor Forest, St. David, and interment will be at the Windsor Forest Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Dorothea Langdon, also known as Eileen of Belvedere Carriacou, passed away on Monday, 23rd January 2023, at the age of 91. She was the mother of Ashford and Nerissa Joseph, grandmother of John, Sean, Jason, Karine, Adela, Nudge, Ashley, Paul, Leona, and Kiyomi, great-grandmother of 26, sister of Henrietta Langdon, Garfield, Iola, and Alton Phillip, aunt of Sherman and Kingsley Langdon, Norman Cox, Jacqueline and Pete Phillip, Sylvan Adams, Philip, Randolph, Yvonne, Lillian and Alfred Phillip, Sharon, Oswald and Roosevelt, Philip, Keisha and Tammy Cox, Cassandra and Victor Phillip, grand aunt of 20, other relatives and friends including the Langdon families, the Quashie, Phillip and Cox families, other relatives and friends including members of the Dover Baptist Church and Mount Calvary Spiritual Baptist Church, Bellevue South Carriacou, and neighbors of Belvedere, Limler, and surrounding areas too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Dorothea Langdon, also known as Eileen of Belvedere Carriacou, will take place on Wednesday, March 1st at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Mount Calvary Spiritual Baptist Church, Bellevue South Carriacou, and entombment will be at the Thibault Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Rupert Lawrence John, also known as Frenchie, of Snellhole St. Patrick, who resided at Africa Mardi Gras St. Paul St. George, retired pharmacist and chief pharmacist at the Ministry of Health, passed away on Wednesday, February 15th, 2023, at the age of 86. He was the husband of Ruth John, father of Roxana, Risa, Alberto, Patricia, Abigail, and Richie, grandfather of Nikwana, Destiny, Jeremy, Dale Jr., Deanna, Nuressa, Ricky, and Nyla, father-in-law of Charles Andre Duberger, Timothy Peters, and Dale Kelly, brother of Maudlin in Trinidad and Norma in England, brother-in-law of David Charles, Bedell Frame, Ian Canning, and Gregory Frame, Gillian, Hermione, Louisa, Aldine, and Aldit, uncle of many including Albert, Clement, Carly, and Allison. Many other relatives and close friends in Trinidad and Tobago, the United Kingdom, and the USA, including the John, Tamar, Noel, Cato, Mathlin, and Griffith families, Florence Andrews, Clement Gabriel, Charles Ferguson, the Bain family, Myra Lewis, Reynald St. Louis, Chris Charles, Gregory Hackett, the Jeremiah and Crosby families, the Ranjit Singh and Cox families, Dusain Nayak, Denzel and Newton, the priest and parishioners of the Roxborough and Labrie Catholic churches, and friends and neighbours of Africa, Mardi Gras St. Paul's, and Snellhole St. Patrick. The funeral of the late Rupert Lawrence John, also known as Frenchie, of Snellhole St. Patrick, who resided at Africa, Mardi Gras St. Paul St. George, will take place on Thursday, March 2nd at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Patrick's Catholic Church, Satez, and interment will be at the Churchyard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Anne Agnes Lallion of Belle Plaine, Mondelez St. David, a well-known vendor at the vegetable and fish markets, passed away on Sunday, 5th February 2023, at the age of 79. Left to mourn are her 9 children, Carvel Lallion Dunn, Veronica Loisien, and Jerry Lallion in the USA, Joycelyn Paul, Richard, Suzette, Jason, and Nixon Lallion, all in Grenada. 16 grandchildren including Kayana, Kaydonna, Nakia, Shireen, Kristen, Paul, Eloni, and Xavier. Nieces and nephews Magnus, Winston, Jude, Trevor, Steve and Tonya Felix, Angela Redhead, Claire Thomas, Boston, Rajas, Erilyn, Tracy Mapp, and Janice Sylvester. 2 sons-in-law, John Dunn and Junior McPherson. 3 daughters-in-law, Alicia, Tracy, and Erica. Caretaker, Miss Linda Noel. 3 godchildren, Annette, Claudia, and Eslyn. Relatives and friends including Lorna Felix, Jane Antwine, Christine Wilkinson, Grace Stewart, Peter Horatio Brizan of Tropicana, Jean McIntosh, Velma, Frida Greenwich, Mr. and Mrs. Pascal, Tanti Rosanna, Macvita Alexis, Sandra Stewart, the Felix, Sylvester, Carter, Horsford, Bailey, and Jacob families, Father Ronald Holder, and the members of the prayer group at the Roxborough RC Church, and neighbours and friends of Belle Plaine, Mondelez, Corbletown, and in Trinidad. The funeral of the late Anne Agnes Lallion of Belle Plaine, Mondelez St. David will take place on Thursday, 2nd March at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Roxborough RC Church, St. Paul's, and entombment will be at the Mount Airy Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Mary Catherine Redhead George, also known as Poor Cockroach of Fontenoy St. George, passed away on Wednesday, 8th February, at the age of 85. She was the mother of Cardell, Camille, Mike, Essen, Rondell, Dammy, Simeon, and Errol, also known as Banton, sister of Michael and Floris in Canada, and Util in Grenada, grandmother of 28, great-grandmother of 23, aunt of many, mother-in-law of Adeline George, Leonard Gani, and Diana C. George, sister-in-law of Alston George. Many cousins, other relatives and friends including Abraham, Bartholomew, Bishop, Clark, Fawkes, Mitchell, Redhead, Pascal, Andrews and George families of Fontenoy, Montgranby, Grand Mall, Westerhall, Victoria, Happy Hill, Cherry Hill and Brisbane, the Durant family in Canada and Grenada, the Byam family in St. George's, friends and neighbours of Fontenoy and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Mary Catherine Redhead George, also known as Poor Cockroach of Fontenoy St. George, will take place on Thursday, 2nd March at 1 p.m. The funeral service will be held at the Garden of Remembrance Funeral Chapel, Cemetery Hill St. George, according to Pentecostal rites, and entombment will be at the St. George's Centre Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
Andy St. John, also known as Bootman, Luckett or Bress, of Black Bay St. John, passed away on Sunday, 12th February 2023, at the age of 61. Left to mourn is his wife Glenna Holder St. John, children Andra Dana St. John Wickham, Kendon in the USA, and Kendall St. John, grandchild Richard Wickham, brothers Reginald Ferguson, Clinton Daniel, and Stephen Lorraine in the UK, sisters Kathesha Alert, Eunice McPhee, Dale Rubin in Trinidad, Floris and Pamis Lorraine in the United Kingdom, in-laws Deanne Dixon Friedel, Dawn Dixon Richer, Camilla Dixon and Kemma Marshall Price, all in the USA. Aunts and uncles including Zilla, Lenny, and Ulrich Lorraine. Many nieces, nephews, other relatives and friends including Gemma Holder, Faith Lynn Holder in the UK, Sino Bain in the USA, Patricia Nelson, Cecil Smith, Nurse Bagwan and nurses of the dialysis unit, the Holder family, the Cador families of Grandroy, Rachel and the boys by the shop, and neighbours and friends of Black Bay St. John and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Andy St. John, also known as Boatman, Luckett or Bress, of Black Bay St. John, will take place on Friday, March 3rd at 2 p.m. Tributes begin at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Matthew's Anglican Church, Black Bay, and interment will be at the Black Bay Anglican Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Jennifer Michelle Marshall, née Noel, also known as Jenny, of Hopevale St. George, a former employee of the Grenada Cooperative Bank, passed away on Wednesday, February 8th, 2023, at the age of 46. Left to cherish her memory is her husband Neil Marshall, father Jeremiah Noel, daughters Savannah Noel and Michelle Marshall, sisters June Jeremiah, Amanda Redhead, Gillian, Nicole, and Shatonia Noel, uncle Oscar Jeremiah, aunt Doreen Francis, many cousins including Lisa and Ainsley, many nieces and nephews including Drusilla, Javal, and Michael, brother-in-law Roger Redhead, sister-in-law Judy Ann, other relatives and friends including the Worm family of Mongeloo, the Bowen family of Mongeloo and Marianne, Innovative Healthcare Services, Nurse Andrea Blake, Hilary Alexander, Daniel Kwashi Blackman, the management and staff of the Grenada Cooperative Bank, and friends and neighbours of Marianne, Hopefield, Laborie, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Jennifer Michelle Marshall, née Noel, also known as Jenny, of Hopevale St. George, a former employee of the Grenada Cooperative Bank, will take place on Friday, March 3rd at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Calvany Gospel Hall, and entombment will be at the Mongeloo Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Corona Lucy Fraser, also known as Caro of Lamode St. George, she was a former employee of the Ministry of Agriculture, passed away on Sunday, 5th February, at the age of 84. She was the mother of Alicia Fraser Hosford, Jacob Fraser in England, Helen Stephanie Fraser, and Andy Fraser, sister of Errol Lewis and Clarice Fraser, mother-in-law of Gillian Fraser in England, and Innocent Wayne Lazama, sister-in-law of Monica Lewis, grandmother of Petra Fraser, Portia Fraser, Michael Akimo Hosford in the USA, Akeisha Fraser, Andre Allard Fraser, Samantha Allard McBurney, and Andrea Fraser, Raquel, Travis, and LaShonda Fraser in Canada, Marcus and Donisha Daniel in Anguilla, Marlon Lazama in the USA, great-grandmother of 14 including Cheryl, Charisse, Aurel, Makisha, Michael, Haley, and Demarkin in Anguilla. Grandmother-in-law of Dr. Delina Hosford in Florida and Kizzy Allard Fraser. Many other relatives and friends including Agatha Harris and the family of Lamode, the Sam and Keep families of Lamode, Rita Haynes and family, Michael and Stanley Fraser, Mr. Welcome Ray and family of Carriacou, Edge Hill family, Jarvis family and Lennox family, Miss Cynthia Alexander, Matthew Tellersford, also known as Slate, Karima Campbell and family of Lamode, Annie Allard and family, Sylvia Tellersford and family, Sister Nicole Williams Fraser, Sharon Duncan, and Gemma Thomas and family in the USA, the Patrick family of the USA, doctors and nurses of the female medical ward of the General Hospital, many other relatives and friends of Lamode and surrounding areas too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Corona Lucy Fraser, also known as Caro of Lamode St. George, a former employee of the Ministry of Agriculture, will take place on Monday, 6th March at 1 p.m. with tribute and service at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at Our Lady Help of Christian Catholic Church, Beaulieu St. George, and entombment will be at the Beaulieu Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. David Andrew Monroe, also known as brother of Victoria St. Mark, passed away on Monday, 16th January at the age of 59. He was the close and dear friend of Janet Fraser, father of Nicole in the USA, Nikisha and Nikita Paul in Grenada, stepfather of Ketisha Bernard in Canada, grandfather of Kyrie, Zora, and Zanaki Paul, father-in-law of Charlene Paul in the USA, brother of Geraldine, Marva, Sean, and Sharon in the UK, Alistair, Carol, and Winifred in the USA, Martha in Tobago, Stephen in Barbados, Ruth, Ruthlyn, Peter, Willis, Jacqueline, Beggs, Joycelyn, Aliston, Katie, Rebecca, and Sanita in Grenada, nephew of Ginger, Vita, Marrose, and Nathaniel, uncle of many including Donnie, Donna, Akira, Samantha, Nevron, Nana, Avanel, Carlson, and P.C. Addison Fraser, many cousins including Natasha, Clara, and Francis Monroe, Macosta Charles, John, Linton, teacher Jennifer Clement, Jenny, Denrick, and Heston, caregivers Delcy Phillip and Malika Patrick, many other relatives and friends in the UK, USA, Canada, and Grenada including Cheney Joseph, past and present executive and members of GFA and Hurricane Sports Club, Grassroots Football Club, the Football Fraternity in Grenada, Wayne Francis, Dorset McKell, Finley Fletcher, Barrington, Mrs. Clarice Modeste, and Julie Dubois, Peter Shala Andrew and family, Taisha Paul, the Monroe, Charles Fraser, Clement, Paul and Mitchell families of Victoria, Glenda Frederick and family, Chester Alfred and family, friends and neighbors of Coast Guard, Diamond, Waltham, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late David Andrew Monroe, also known as brother of Victoria St. Mark, will take place on Wednesday, 8 March at 1 p.m. The funeral service will be held at the Victoria RC Church St. Mark, and the interment will be at the Coast Guard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
Sybil Goulbin Matthew, also known as Mammy Nodge, of Moran St. John, passed away on Sunday, 12th February 2023, at the age of 87. She was the mother of Brian, Moses, Johnny, Errol, Michael, George, Frank and Trinidad, Cecilia, Shirley, Mona, Alice, Claudette, and Loris, grandmother of 54, including Sean, Harriet, Brittany, Arlene, Steve, Venice, David, Damien, Mikel, Jude, Rena, Janelle, Jimmy, Junior, Jerry, Ryan, Samantha, Sammy, Shalisha, Shadona, Michael, and Brian. Great-grandmother of 24, including Garvin, Dion, Tyler, Makila, Liam, Aiden, Aliyah, Isaiah, John, Jemiah, Elizabeth, and Alexander. Mother-in-law of Bob Marley, Michael, Simon, Aaron, Rita, Dorothy, and Zalika in Trinidad. Many nieces and nephews including Lena, Annie, Bio, Toyo, Miriam, Nicole, and Youthlin. Many other relatives and friends including Roger Williams and family, the Matthew, Tika, Ned, and Bernard families of Moran, the Goulbin family of Concord, Alicia in the USA, Catherine, the Merger, Dwarika, and Maureen families of St. Patrick, Elaine Charles, Matthew Stephen and family, members of the Victoria and Grove Seventh-day Adventist churches, and friends and neighbors of Moran, Grosse Pointe, Cloget, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Sybil Goulbin Matthew, also known as Mammy Nodge of Moran St. John, will take place on Thursday, March 9th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Grove Seventh-day Adventist Church, and entombment will be at the Douglaston Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Bernard Jerry George, also known as Plim and Black Boy, of Croshoe St. Andrew, passed away on Saturday, 25th February 2023, at the age of 65. The funeral arrangements for the late Bernard Jerry George, also known as Plim and Black Boy, of Croshoe St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Evadne Mary Gill Alexander, also known as Vads, of Birch Grove St. Andrew, passed away on Monday, February 20th, 2023, at the age of 71. The funeral arrangements for the late Evadne Mary Gill Alexander, also known as Vads of Birch Grove St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Isaac Nathaniel Peters, also known as I.N. of Tempe St. George, passed away on Friday, 17th February 2023, at the age of 92. The funeral arrangements for the late Isaac Nathaniel Peters, also known as I.N. of Tempe St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Darius Nicholas, also known as Zebu and Owl, of Caliste St. George, died on Tuesday, 21st February 2023, at the age of 56. The funeral arrangements for the late Darius Nicholas, also known as Zebu and Owl, of Caliste St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Anthony Felix Scott, also known as Hero, of Victoria St. Mark, who resided at Fontenoy St. George, passed away on Saturday, 18th February 2023, at the age of 66. The funeral arrangements for the late Anthony Felix Scott, also known as Hero, of Victoria St. Mark, who resided at Fontenoy St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Tilda Monica Seathal, also known as Miss Bean, of George V. Street, Grenville St. Andrew, passed away on Friday, 17th February 2023, at the age of 91. The funeral arrangements for the late Tilda Monica Seathal, also known as Miss Bean, of George V. Street, Grenville St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thank you for watching.
The Bible, this book, familiar to every person on the face of the earth today, gives us directions for our life. When death comes, there is great sorrow to the family and friends and loved ones of the one that has passed on. But if we put our trust in the Lord Jesus Christ and we follow the instructions of this book, we know we will meet again We don't take it lightly. We don't take it for granted.